Have you ever felt like anger controls you? Like it creeps up and takes over in moments you wish you could stay calm? What if I told you that mastering your emotions, especially anger, is within your reach, and the ancient Stoics knew the secrets to doing just that? Anger is a natural emotion, but when left unchecked, it can destroy relationships, cloud our judgment, and cause inner turmoil. The ancient Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, understood this deeply and developed methods to keep anger in control. Stoicism teaches us that we are not victims of our emotions, and we can train our minds to respond to life's challenges with peace and wisdom, not rage. In this video, you'll learn how to never let anger dominate your life again. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll have the tools to face anything life throws at you with unshakable calm. 1. The nature of anger and how Stoicism can help control it. Anger is a natural human emotion, but it can become destructive if not properly managed. Stoicism teaches that anger is often a result of our unmet expectations or desires when things don't go our way. The Stoics believed that it isn't the events themselves that make us angry, but how we interpret them. When something unexpected happens, like someone cutting you off in traffic or a friend letting you down, it's easy to react with frustration. However, Stoicism teaches us to pause and reflect before reacting. By recognizing that life is full of uncertainties and that we can't control other people's actions, we can shift our focus away from anger. Stoics encourage us to maintain our inner calm by focusing on what we can control, our own thoughts and responses. The key is to not let external events disrupt our peace of mind. By adopting this mindset, we can manage our anger more effectively, transforming it into a moment of self-reflection and growth. 2. Recognizing and reframing judgments to manage anger. According to Stoicism, anger doesn't come from what happens to us, but from how we judge those events. When we label something as unfair, offensive, or hurtful, anger arises. However, these are just judgments, our interpretations of reality. Stoicism teaches us to question these judgments and reframe them to reduce emotional responses like anger. For example, if someone insults you, instead of reacting with rage, ask yourself, is their opinion really harmful to me? Stoics believed that insults or challenges only have power if we allow them to. By rethinking how we perceive negative situations, we can remove their emotional sting. This shift in perspective helps calm anger before it even starts. Instead of taking everything personally, we learn to view external events with detachment. By mastering our judgments, we master our emotions, allowing us to stay calm and composed in the face of provocations. This practice can make anger less frequent and easier to manage. 3. The power of mindfulness in managing anger. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for controlling anger because it helps us become more aware of our thoughts and emotions in the present moment. When anger arises, it often takes over quickly, leaving us feeling out of control. But by practicing mindfulness, we can pause and observe our emotions without reacting impulsively. Stoicism encourages a similar practice, becoming aware of our inner state before allowing emotions like anger to drive our actions. Mindfulness teaches us to notice the physical sensations of anger, such as a racing heart or tense muscles, and to observe our thoughts without judgment. This act of observation helps create distance between us and our emotions, giving us the space to respond calmly instead of reacting in anger. Stoic philosophy teaches that we should approach emotions with reason, and mindfulness helps us do exactly that by bringing clarity and calm to heated situations. As the Stoics often reminded themselves, nothing outside your mind can truly harm you. Mindfulness helps us see that anger is just a passing emotion, one that we don't have to act on. 4. Acceptance of impermanence. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the acceptance that everything in life is temporary. our possessions, relationships, and even emotions like anger. When we understand that nothing lasts forever, it becomes easier to let go of our frustrations. Anger often arises because we become too attached to certain outcomes or expect situations to go our way. But Stoicism teaches that life is full of change and uncertainty. Accepting impermanence helps us realize that the things that make us angry won't matter in the long run. For example, if someone says something hurtful, we can remind ourselves that both the insult and the emotional pain will eventually pass. This perspective allows us to rise above anger and see the bigger picture. 5. Changing your perception to change your emotional response. In Stoicism, one of the key teachings is that it's not events themselves that upset us, but how we perceive and interpret them. This means that if we can change the way we see a situation, we can change how we feel about it. Anger often arises when we perceive something as unjust, unfair, or harmful. However, if we shift our perspective, we can reduce the emotional impact of the situation. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, your first reaction might be anger, because you see it as a personal insult or act of disrespect. But if you change your perception and think, maybe that person is in a hurry or dealing with an emergency, your emotional response shifts from anger to understanding or neutrality. The Stoics believed that we have control over how we interpret the world around us. By practicing this shift in perception, we can free ourselves from negative emotions like anger. By learning to see situations from different angles, we can avoid letting anger control us and respond with calmness and wisdom instead. 6. Patience as a virtue in Stoicism. Patience is a crucial virtue in Stoicism, especially when it comes to managing anger. Anger often stems from frustration when things don't happen as quickly or smoothly as we would like. However, Stoicism teaches that life is full of delays, challenges, and setbacks, and that we must learn to accept these with patience. Patience allows us to endure difficulties without becoming overwhelmed by negative emotions. The Stoics understood that time and effort are needed for things to unfold, and that rushing through life or reacting hastily only brings unnecessary stress. Patience gives us the ability to pause, reflect, and approach situations calmly, even when we feel provoked. By practicing patience, we strengthen our resilience and avoid letting anger take over. This applies not only to our goals, but also to how we handle conflicts and setbacks. By being patient, we give ourselves the space to think clearly and choose our responses wisely, rather than reacting impulsively in anger. Anger doesn't have to control your life. With the tools provided by Stoicism, you can manage and even eliminate unnecessary anger by reframing how you see the world, practicing mindfulness, embracing patience, and accepting the impermanence of life. Remember, the Stoic way is not about suppressing emotions, but rather understanding and controlling them. When you master this, you'll not only feel calmer, but you'll also have stronger, more fulfilling relationships and a more peaceful mind. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more life-changing Stoic insights. Share in the comments below what makes you most angry and how you plan to apply Stoic principles to manage it. And remember, master your mind and you'll master your life.